Not that you come to work and you check out your boss. Yeah, you're looking good, man. All right, I appreciate it. You report to work. Here I am. What should I do? And what to speak when we come before Krishna. But in this case, Nandikishore Goswami, he's correct. Trishita Noyane Kori Krishna Darshan. They were having darshan. They were seeing. Because Premanjana Charita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadai Hridayesha Vilokayanti. They have, the Brijbasis, they have real eyes. They can see Krishna with the eye of love. In fact, our Guru Maharaj used to say that when Krishna wants to appreciate his own beauty, what does he do? If we want to appreciate our own beauty, we look at a mirror. I heard someone once say that hell means that place where there's all kinds of beautiful women, but there's no mirror. Because, don't mind me saying but for ladies it's a very important thing. But Krishna, what kind of mirror can he look in if he wants to see his own beauty? What's going to reflect Krishna's beauty? Nothing can reflect Krishna's beauty. No mundane mirror. It's just a one-dimensional image. But my Guru Maharaj used to say that the, what's the phrase? Yeah, the Sat Prema Hridaya Darpana. The heart, the mirror-like heart of those pure devotees who have real love, they can see Krishna. Krishna appears there. Sachinanda Maharaj was telling us a few years ago, I remember here, why Krishna was black. Long discussion. But one reason that he gave is that because Krishna is residing, he's living in the eyes of the gopis. And the gopis are always putting some mascara, some kajal around their eyes. And Krishna gets black. Because that's where Krishna lives. We can appreciate this really, Anna. Huh? If someone's an artist has no meaning without someone who can appreciate the art. Isn't it? And therefore there must be some connoisseur. Someone can make millions of paintings, but there's no one who can appreciate the genius of that artist, then what's the value of it? And therefore we say in English that beauty lies in the eye of the beholder. Sachinanda Maharaj Ki. Maharaj had a little long life. We're just saying your good name.
Please excuse me for being late.
So beauty lies in the eye of the beholder. And in particular, the eye of the heart. Sat Prema Hridaya Darpana. And that pure love of the Brijbasis, Krishna can see himself. And therefore, the Brijbasis, when they came there, Trishita Nayane, with very thirsty eyes, Kori Krishna Darashan, they could really see Krishna. Badai ascharja bala kera mitasam Kata kata bara asi hoye upasana. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. They were speaking amongst themselves and they said, what an amazing boy this is. He's so astonishing. Huh? Again and again, kata kata bhara asi hoya upasan. Again and again, upasan means to walk away, to leave. He left the mouth of death. Huh? Jai Jai Aishe Sishuhimsa Kori Bhai Bhaya Dika Ina Duka Beya Musa Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. They said that JJ, I say Sishuhimsa Kori, there's all kinds of terrible people who keep coming to our peaceful land of Braj, and they're trying to harm this very wonderful child. When we see this, it brings us so much fear and so much unhappiness. What do you think of that? Do you know in the first canto of the Bhagavatam, Shukadeva Goswami describes what Vishwanath says are secondary, a verse he describes primary and secondary, symptoms of hearing Bhagavatam. The secondary ones are shoka, moha, bhayapaha. Fear, lamentation, and illusion will go away. So here we're reading about how the residents of Vrindavan, they have this fear, lamentation, and they're also an illusion sometimes. So what do you think? Should we maybe go and preach to them? No, we shouldn't do like that. Huh? Like Uddhava, once he came to Braj and he started preaching to Nanda and Yashoda, don't cry, don't you know? Your Gopal is Bhagavan, he's God. You have no reason to cry. And they said, what are you saying? What kind of comment is that? That's crazy. In another book we were working on recently called Govinda Mangal, when Dukhi Shandas, the author, is a disciple of Shyamananda Prabhu, when he speaks about the Krishna swallowing the forest fire, he says that the boys began calling out to Krishna in fear. Oh, please help us, please protect us. What's their problem? You don't have faith in Krishna? Why are they doing like that? And then he explains it. The boys tell him, actually, we don't care. We're not worried about the fire. We can be burned alive. No problem. But there's something worse than that. We're afraid of being separated from you. And another reason is given by Jiva Goswami in his elaboration on Toshini. He says that, in effect, they were preaching to Krishna. Krishna, look, you should save us. We're your own friends and close persons here in Braj. If you don't save us, people will criticize you. And we can't tolerate that. So for no other reason, you should save us, because otherwise you'll be criticized. And that'll be so much pain to our heart. So the Brijvasis, they were feeling this fear and unhappiness. Maya murti dhari chahe Krishna ramarite paradrohi sab nashta hoya achirate. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Jalanta anali patanga asya, Panchapurna nahi siddhai ashtahe. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Maya murti dhari chahe Krishna ramarite. So many of these big magicians, they came to Braj, Maya murti dhari, and they assumed different illusory forms, like Putana, Trinavarta, Shakatasura. And they came to kill Krishna. But instead, Paradrohi Sabanashta Hoya Achariti, all of them were killed. Jalanta Anali Jaina Patanga Asiya, just like insects that enter into a fire. They were all immediately killed. Brahmavit Gargamuni Jekataka Hila Adije Ascharjase Sakala Dekila. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare. They said, oh, Gargamuni, he's Brahmavit. He knows Brahman. He's a very learned, realized person. Jekataka Hila. You remember what he told us about Krishna? Huh? All those Ati Jay Ascharja say Shakala Dekila. Thank you. All those astonishing things that he said about Krishna, they're all coming true. I was wondering where those went. E Matananda Hari Jata Gopagan Rama Krishna Kadamrita Kore Ashadan. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, E Matananda Hari Jata Gopagan. This way Nanda Maharaj and all the other residents of Vrindavan, Rama Krishna Katamrita Kori Aswadan. They enjoyed this Katamrit, this nectarian topics about Krishna and Balaram, but they didn't just listen to it, they drank it. They drank it through the holes in their ears. And what happened after that? Ananda sagale ati nimagna hoya samsara vedana mata kichuna janai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Then a very dangerous thing happened. They didn't warn you of this when you first came to the Sunday feast, but they all drowned and they died in the ocean of happiness, hearing that Krishna Katha, very dangerous Katha. Samsara Vedanamata Kichuna Janayi. And in that way they forgot all the problems, all the troubles of this world. Because if we want to do Kirtan, if we want to have Krishna Katha, just for a few minutes, we should forget about all those things. Many times when we do our yatras in Puri, we ask the devotees to make a basket and leave all their problems in the basket before we stop. And we promise them, don't worry, the problems will still be there when you finish. If you're really attached to your problem. But you don't have to think about it while you're here. You can just come and hear and chant about Krishna. So Nanda Kishore Goswami concludes this section of his book. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pada Padma Gauri Ash Vrindavan Lilamrita Gauri Nanda Kishore Das. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hankering for the lotus feet of Sri Guru and the Vaishnavas, Nanda Kishore Das tells this Vrindavan Lilamrita. So, in Nanda Vrindavan Champu Kavi Karnapur, he says that after bathing and feeding Krishna, giving him his evening meal, Mother Yashoda, she came to Krishna and she said, Krishna, the boys, they were telling me about this giant duck who tried to swallow you. It's a very, very bad thing. From now on, there's no need for you to go anymore in the forest. You should just stay here at home. We have so many different workmen. Someone else can go and take care of the cows. We don't need you to be doing this. And Krishna rolled his eyes in his head. And he said, Mother, he said, actually all these stories about the things that I've done, really they're all lies. Don't worry about all this. And then Mother Yashoda became very ecstatic. And she laid Krishna down to rest. It's an interesting thing in Braj. Many times the boys, they return home and they tell Mother Yashoda, you can't believe what happened today. It was really an amazing thing. And they started saying this and this. And perhaps on this occasion, or other similar occasions, they would tell Mother Yashoda, it was really amazing. Krishna killed this big giant snake named Aghasura. And then, when we were returning home, flowers started falling from the sky instead of rain. We looked up, and there were all these really weird people up there. There was one guy, I swear to God, he had 4 heads. And he was riding on a swan. I don't know how a man can fit on a swan, but he was a big swan. And there was another guy, he didn't have any clothes on. He had 5 heads, ashes all over his body, and he was riding on a bull. I really don't know how he was flying either. And there was another guy, he had eyes all over his body, really. The boy said, he looked so weird. And he was riding on an elephant. And they were all worshiping your Krishna. And they were saying that your Krishna is Bhagavan. He's God. Sometimes we tell this story. Mother Yashoda, when she heard that, she said, really? Isn't that sweet? My Gopal is God. That's so nice. It's not like Devaki and Vasudeva. When Krishna came before Devaki and Vasudeva, at that time, they told Krishna that actually, you're not our son, but you're the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and you please forgive us for anything that we've done. Krishna wasn't very happy with that. It's the nature of Braj. It said that Aishvarja Priti Sankuchita. When the Lord shows His opulence, then the nature of love is it becomes shrunken. This is a very interesting and little theoretical, philosophical point for all of us. Probably you've heard about it before. but it's also something practical. Sometimes in our own movement we have senior devotees, and I've seen devotees, they'll start shaking. Oh my God, I'm so afraid of Maharaj. And then they're afraid they even come close to him. I remember my Guru Maharaj, I'm a very foolish person, but somehow I always took whatever association with him that I could. And I would, any moment I could be with him, I was there, walking with him and doing whatever that I could. And one of my godbrothers was criticizing me for it at the time. He said, you know, you should be careful, it's very dangerous. And he's correct. But then years later, he came to me again, he was crying. He said, you know, you're very lucky that you did that. I wish I would have done that. But what keeps us from doing that? Aishvarja Piti Sankuchita. This opulence makes our love shrink. And we become afraid. Oh, I can't approach Maharaj, I can't do this or that. Not that we should approach those senior persons in a whimsical way, but we shouldn't be afraid. But in Braj, there's no such conception. Sometimes Mother Yashoda, the Brijbasis, hear that Krishna is God. And Mother Yashoda becomes very happy. Really? Isn't that sweet? My Gopal. And sometimes the cowherd boys are telling Krishna, Tumi kena bada, not tumi amasamam. He said, oh Krishna, are you greater than us? No. You're less than us, come on. And they challenge Krishna to a fight. And sometimes Sridham and the other boys, they defeat Krishna. Because they don't have that conception that Krishna is so great and awesome. Oftentimes we tell the story, if you've heard it, please excuse me, but I like this story, that one day the boys were playing at Brahmanda Ghat on the bank of the Jamuna, and a few of them came running to see Mother Yashoda. At that time, Gopal was just a little boy, maybe he was 2 years old, like that. And he said, Mata, Mata, your Gopal is eating mati, eating dirt. And Mother Yashoda became very disturbed.